Exotic class items are on the menu, offering unique double exotic traits found on some of the best exotics in Destiny 2. These only work when the prismatic subclass is equipped, but they do have some very powerful combinations. This guide will get you your first one, and then you can farm them as rare drops from world chests within the Pale Heart. In return, maybe drop a like and leave a sub so that you can come back next time for some more helpful Destiny 2 content, and maybe also tell a friend as well. So to activate this new exotic mission called Dual Destiny, you'll first need to make sure that you finish the main story campaign of the final shape in Destiny 2, and then you'll need to start taking part in the Overthrow patrol events in all 3 major areas: the Landing, the Blooming and the Impasse. After completing Wave 4 in each of these locations, a unique boss will spawn in these areas. The game will inform you in the bottom left corner that a secret keeper of the Witch Queen is near. You'll then need to search the vicinity for an elite yellow bar enemy to kill, and do this in all 3 overthrow areas. I'll put the locations on the map shown here, as well as a quick guide for each one. After you've defeated the 3 secret keepers, you can look up into the sky to find a bright yellow beam of light shooting upwards. This will be coming from the refraction area of the Pale Heart, and I highly recommend accessing this part of the map from the Blooming area, as this will make it easier to get to it. Once you do get to the area where the beam of light was basically pointing, you'll find a bunch of enemies and 2 bosses under 2 cruxes of darkness. Once you do a set amount of damage to these subjugators, they will disappear, but they'll also leave 1 light and 1 dark orb. Once you pick up either of these orbs, you'll be shown a location on the map where you need to take both of them. You'll trigger and activate the new exotic mission. Dual Destiny is really a puzzle solving exotic mission, and to help I've put a visual on screen to help you with all the callouts of the symbols that appear within it. This isn't required, and if you are a scrub like me, just generally describing what the symbol is will be fine, to be honest. You'll need to be in a fire team of 2 to start the mission, and each of you will need to have either a light or darkness subclass equipped or a prismatic one. Then you'll be given the light or darkness aligned debuff respectively. You can then use this debuff to activate the light and dark plate shown at the start of the mission, and this debuff will also allow you to deal with certain enemies that have light or dark shields. Follow the general path of the opening area and you'll get to the opening encounter after triggering the light and dark plates to lower the barrier. The first puzzle is fairly simple, whereby you just need to keep killing enemies until you spawn an elite. These elites will have light and dark shields respectively, and you need to kill them to pick up motes. These motes will allow one player to see 2 symbols above the pedestals in the room, whilst the other player will see several symbols floating above pyramid-like structures. The player who can see the pedestal symbol needs to describe them to the other person, who will then have to shoot the 2 symbols in the correct order to progress. If you don't shoot the correct ones or in the correct order, the puzzle will reset, and you'll then also need to do this 3 times in 3 separate rooms to get to the next encounter. The second encounter is located after a short jumping puzzle where you will also need to activate light and darkness plates. The second encounter will introduce you to the second new mechanic. The main puzzle is showcased via a clock-like structure with 9 orbs of darkness around it where the numbers on a clock would normally be. I recommend numbering these as 1 to 9 starting from the right as you look at them, as this numbering methodology will make the final encounter easier to understand. To solve this puzzle, you will both see different cruxes connected by the orange line. Once a tormentor spawns, the person who deals the killing blow to that tormentor will gain a buff that allows them to shoot the cruxes called the harmonic sundering. Between you both shout out which cruxes you have lit up, and the person with the sundering debuff will need to shoot the 3 cruxes that both of you have shown connected. You will then need to complete this process 3 times to complete the encounter. Once you have done this, there'll be another jumping puzzle area with light and dark plates again, and then onwards to the final encounter. This encounter combines both of the mechanics from the previous 2 encounters as well as dealing with the final bosses. After you've dealt with the first stasis subjugator that's in the room, it will go behind a barrier. At this point, 2 wizards will spawn with light and dark shields. The relative player with the light and dark debuffs will need to take down these shields, and this will then spawn the symbols as shown from the first encounter. One player will see 3 symbols lit up near to the subjugator behind the shield, and the other player will see a set of symbols around the room. Shout out which symbols you can see from top to bottom, and the other person will have to shoot them symbols in the correct order. This will then allow you to damage the subjugator once again before it then goes behind the shield. You'll then need to repeat this process for the strand subjugator, and then you will unlock the second mechanic in this encounter. Once both subjugators are behind their shield and with only a third left of their health, you'll then need to deal with the clock mechanic once again. Both fireteam members will be able to see a different clock with different cruxes lit up. Essentially, you need to call out which cruxes you can both see and then determine which orb overlaps between the clocks. For instance, if you see 1, 5, 6 and 8 and your friend sees 2, 4, 7 and 8, which means that crux number 8 is the one that both of you need to shoot. You'll need to do this 3 times, both bosses will then become damageable and you'll need to take both of them out to finish the mission. Simply go and collect your brand new exotic class item and enjoy the new build crafting potential. Thank you very much for watching, drop a like if you found this one helpful, and now if you enjoyed this quick guide video, check out this god roll weapon which you'll be able to chuck into any of your favourite builds.